Bada bing, bada boom. Hello everyone. To people just joining, to people who have been waiting, and to everyone watching things back in the VOD, whether it's here on Twitch or on YouTube, depending on when you're watching this. Welcome back to another stream, and welcome back to Game Dev. Now, I'm gonna try and find some music first, because I don't want to wait forever to do this. I'm not sure what to go for this time. I don't know what vibe I want this time. Uh, I think the problem is that so many of the ones that I use normally just kind of default to Nintendo music, which is not bad, but um um let's see what this one's about. Uh, it's different, I suppose. Am I aware? I was not aware. No, I was not aware of that. Not at all. I was not for. I just chose one that looked funny, and I sent it, and I didn't realize that was. Why did it just become every? Was it all just like part of the speedrunning thing, or did it genuinely become a thing where people were trying to find the most ridiculous ways to just get to Davy? It is aptly named the Blimp Strap, of course, of course. But yes, sorry. Welcome back to stream, welcome back to Game Dev. Now, last time we were doing the fixes on the model. We were sorting out bits with the geometry, trying to make sure it didn't have, like, the weird visual glitches that resulted from the vertex differing from the PS1 shader that I'm using in the engine. And we sorted those out for the most part, except for a minor little one that appears during the idle animation. But it's nothing too major. Considering the fact that for the most part the enemy won't really be in the idle animation, they'll just be kind of moving around. It was because it was faster until better strat was found to call for a blimp, drive it there, and make that landing next to Dave than it was just to drive a car there. And now I'm thinking, if and when you drag me onto GTA Online again, just call a blimp and just crash it into something just for the fun of it. Anyway, that's besides the point. So this time, I want to try and, like, at the very least, get started on doing more of the Oh, you have a blimp. Hey, here, can we crash it into a building just for funsies? You know, nothing terrible. You know, it's just a little bit of fun. Oh god, I sound evil doing this. Also, I'm opening up Clip Studio because I haven't used it, like, for notes for a while. And I need to get this window over. Oh yeah, that was when I was making the other PNG for the Destiny 2 stream. And the timeline's down there for when I was, like, animating, like, the talking and blinking stuff. Which, to be fair, I'm still happy with how that turned out. I'm really happy with it. I need to do more of the Destiny 2 streams to actually just get more use out of it. I don't want that to have just been a one-and-done thing. Maybe at some point within the next few weeks, who knows? I might try and supplement things for, like, you know, have another stream a week. I don't know. Who knows? It all depends. But yes, the reason why I've got Clip Studio open at the moment, I've got it selected to the fleshy skin. I'm just going to open this so I can get my favorite color from the line art. My favorite color for using, like, with the pencil and stuff. Anyway, so the animations that we need for this character. So we need walk, run, attack, hurt for when it's hurt. I didn't completely form that U, and that looks a bit awkward. Hurt, death. I don't know if it will need a jump. I don't know. I mean, there might be a thing where, like, it could jump. So I'll just say this as, like, a tentative sort of, like maybe. And then, like, idle extras. And what I mean by that is much like how, if we go back into the engine, if I could actually scroll that down properly, I think something is still down. Yeah, something is still downloading on Steam. Not in terms of, like, using the internet, but using the like, disk speed to do stuff. So I'm hoping. I get the feeling I'm going to have to pause it because it is going to be using my... Yeah, I'm going to have to pause it. I hope it stops. Hold on a moment. I don't like when that happens when you've got something down. Oh, there we go. That worked. Anyway, should have no problems doing stuff here now. Yep, there we go. So what I was referring to, I know it takes a moment for it to do stuff. I can't remember how many loops it has to go through before it does it. I think it was 8. Yep, there we go. So that's what I mean by the idle extras. Something similar to what the player does. So it helps to give things a little bit more of a personality. So those are essentially the things that I am looking to get done eventually. You know, of course, I can't do absolutely every single one of them in one stream because, imagine being able to work that efficiently. But yeah, no. Run, or walk, run, attack, hurt, death, maybe a jump, and the idle like the extra idle bits that sort of like get tacked on at the end of an idle animation. So those are basically the goals that I have in mind. Now, in terms of getting it done, as you may or may not know, sometimes I am bad at getting things done. If you didn't know, well, now you do. And if you do know that, then you know me very well, and I'm kind of concerned. But yes, in particular, it's trying to keep focused on a thing for long enough that I do struggle with. And yes, before anyone asks, I am getting tested. To see if I do have the HD, of which there is 80. Even though it's very likely given certain habits and whatnot. But yes, trying to make sure that I can concentrate on getting things done for a longer period of time is sometimes difficult. And there's probably some of you out there, like, either watching live right now or watching things back on the VODs, that do get where I'm coming from with this, because it's bloody annoying as hell. But yes, all that aside, because if I keep rambling on, I'm never going to get anything done. So we have the A pose here, as per usual. And we've got, we have our idle animation already. Now, I thought you said watching things back on the bog. I mean, you could be watching things back on the bog. You're watching the VOD on the bog. Okay, so the thing is, with the attack, or with the running, the walking and the running animations, I could, because the knight is basically already, already always kind of stanced up in a way, I could have it so in the walking animation, they're sort of, lightly moving their arms, or, it's more like a sort of bouncing their arms up and down as they run, if that makes sense. And, I mean, for the walk, that would work, but for the run, I'm not 100% sure how, I would change the motion there. But we'll figure something out. And bearing in mind, I really should not try and, plan too much ahead, because otherwise I'm just going to lose the plot. And I won't get anything done. So, one at a time. Plan for one thing at a time. So, walk first. Otherwise, I'm just going to be sitting here like a headless chicken. Not running around like a headless chicken, just sitting here like a headless chicken. Okay, right. So I'm going to... gonna call this Night Walk. What do you mean no selected F-curves to paste into? Huh? I copied the fucking... Right, so... Is it because I didn't actually... No selected F cut. Ah! I mean, to be fair, I've already got the first frame, like the first frame of that animation here anyway, so I could just, you know, select I, location, rotation, and scale and have done with it there. So... Now, because my own, like, working memory kind of sucks. So, it's a matter of having, like, the contact pose, but... Hold on a moment. Let me look at... our good old friend the rat. So... So, contact was the first frame. And then the 12th frame, and then... Right, so the first contact frame was there, and also here, and then mirrored in the 12th frame. Right, okay. So, now I'm refreshing my memory and things. Let's get back to the night. I don't want to save that, because I haven't made any changes, and that would be completely and utterly pointless. I'm also going to clear out notifications on Discord, because they're bugging me. And as you can tell, I get bugged by something kind of easily, depending on how mildly annoying they are. So at the moment, I do not have, like, a contact, like, frame here. That is what we're going to try and sort out first, because once we have the contact frame, we can easily sort out, like, you know, the ending frame for the animation, and then mirror the contact frame for the 12th frame. Let's set this to 24. Right, so I also need to increase this so I can actually see, because good lord. Right. G along the Y. And then G backwards along the Y. And then G along the Z, because I need... I feel like some adjustments can be made. G, Y. Maybe as a matter of, like, extending this out. I think tilting this, like, torso forward slightly as well would be good, in my opinion. Oh, wait. Shit. Should not forget to do that. Okay, that's kind of bugging me. There we go. Right, so... back here again. Where are you? So if I was to rotate... Hell yes! Hello! Hello there! Rotate X. And then rotate the head slightly. Okay, maybe I don't like how that looks. Ah! Whoops. Okay, I think it was in the best state when I had it like this. So... location, rotation, and scale. Control C. Right. And then paste. Okay, why is the shield just rotating like that? So weird. So I need to visualize this visualize this next part like by standing up and doing movement stuff. So give me a moment, chat. So first frame starts off like this. Okay, right. I haven't sorry. I haven't done like the visualizing like this for a bit, so I suppose I need to get back into that mindset again. Right. So right, let me look at our good friend the rat. Right, so at frame 3, the foot is actually flat on the ground, and then the other leg is being lifted up. Right. To be fair, I may as well save it now that I think about it, just so I can keep it in this animation for when I need to refer back to it. So... I hate when that happens. Wait, what did I just do? Oh, I hit it. I pressed the wrong key. I accidentally hit a bone. Whoops. Right. Location, rotation, and scale. And then it shouldn't transition. Okay, that's what was missing. Gosh. Copy. And then frame 15. Paste flipped. Wait, what? Oh, wait, it took both this frame and that. Oh, right, okay. Right. So by frame 6, that foot's still flat on the ground, but the other leg is being sort of brought forward. Okay, right. Okay, so open the night again. So copy 6, paste. So if we bring you up slightly, and then rotate on the X so I can keep this flat. Bring you forward. But then I'll need to rotate. I'll need to rotate this, and then I need to bring this up just that little bit more. Right. Copy. So 16, 17, 18. Paste flipped. Wait, actually, hold on. I still don't know why it's moving the shield like that, or the sword and the shield like that. Oh, that's not what I meant to do! It's because of how these are moving. Because I realised that they're being flipped. No, that makes more sense. And because these target bones are being flipped, in terms of their positioning and rotation, it's affecting how the corresponding arms are rotated, which as a result affects how the sword and the shield look. Right. So copy, paste, location, rotation, and scale. Oh, Emerald Coast. Right. It's just the little things. It's the little things, chat. Oh wait, why would I need to paste? It's the sit right. Okay, so now that's still happening regardless. So what's rotating them? Hold on. Mildly confuzzled. Bots once again. Right, so I'm gonna need to keep an eye on this. Are these moving? Because these are... No, they're not the arm targets, those are the leg targets. Oh, wait, no, I realise it's just the arm positioning anyway. Okay, so those aren't affected. Still weird that this happens. It's very odd, but Destiny Islands, I fucking love. It's the original version of the Destiny Islands from like the original release of Kingdom Hearts, not from the final, like not from the 1.5, 2.5. Now, to be fair, considering that it's supposed to be a night and they're kind of marching, I think this works very well. Like not having like all the animation frames done like this, it creates a certain like feeling to it, and I like that a lot. I'm not sure what other people would think about this, but I think I like it a bit. It works for a night. I do need to have the head bopping though, like ever so, well, the head bobbing ever so slightly. Ever so slightly. Let's look at our friend the rat. Okay, they didn't. Okay, it was only during the run when they bop, but they do rotate their head. Or, well, actually, it's the torso that no, that's not what I meant to do. But, wait, no, actually, because it's a night, because they're marching, normally when, like, you have someone marching, they're trying to sort of keep their upper body as stiff as humanly possible. So, I think that actually works, now that I think about it. Oh, Lord. Even though it supposedly says that it's 21 degrees at the moment, the air feels very cool. Maybe it's just the air that's very cool tonight. I have no idea. Just a moment, chat. That air feels nice tonight. That's lovely. But yeah, no, I think for, like... Yeah, this works, I feel. Right, so... Right, back into layout mode. We're in object mode. 1, 2, 3, 4. Export. FBX. We've got to do all the settings again. So selected objects. Make animation. And this is going to be... I fucking knew it. And I'm hoping I've done this correctly. Because you never know, there's the possibility that I've done it incorrectly. So, I should probably minimize the window in the Windows Explorer so I can actually have that and OBS open at the same time. The assets, Blender assets, learning. Right, and now back into the engine we go. Drag this up. Close the C++ folder. Or not close it, but hide it. And then, let's see, characters, enemies, medieval, Dragon Follower Knight. Then we're going to bring in our basic night walk. So... yeah, I remember now. Now, hopefully, this should look proper. Hey, look at him go! I'm super happy with how this is turning out. I don't understand why... Just a moment, chat. Hello. Right, so if we go back here, I basically got the walk done. So... and to be fair, I'm pretty happy with how, like... it wasn't my intent to originally just, like, get doing some of the animation frames, because originally I wanted it to be smooth, but then I realized, well, the more sort of, like... stilted, like, marching kind of animation works very well. So I'm pretty happy. I'm pretty happy with this one. Thank you. Right, so back into Blender. And also I realized I need to have a drink, because I keep talking and talking, and then I don't hydrate, and then that causes me to go all croaky with my throat. Hold on a moment. Right, so next animation. I mean, logically it would make sense to do the run animation, but I'm trying to debate the logistics of how it would look for a knight to run with his sword and his shield. So I might, like, leave this one for now. So in terms of options for next animation, we'll have attack, the hurt or hit, the death animation. Still unsure as to whether or not we'll need a jump, but extra idle stuff could also, as I said, be an option. Oh, wait, hold on. There is a thing that's been bugging me on Windows. Hold on. I've been trying to sort it out. Personalization. Taskbar. Oh, that's how that works. Okay, I actually sorted it out now. Because for the longest time, I didn't know how to fix it. Because on one monitor, all of my icons looked perfectly fine. On the other monitor, all the taskbar icons would be blurred. And now I've sorted that out. It was just a simple settings change, and it's so weird. But yeah, that's besides the point. So I'm going to have to visualize this. Hold on a moment. So for the attack animation, let me just grab Bing. What? The box falling over. Right, okay, so if I'm thinking about how it would look for, right, so for the knight to attack holding a shield. Because I don't want it to be very, like, I don't want it to look too stiff. I want it to look fairly dynamic. So, rotate away. Rotate in as they swing down. I might have it, but God, I've never fully animated like an attack animation. This is like, I say that, I mean like in 3D. I've done stuff in 2D. I've done stuff with sprite work and whatnot, but I've never done something purely like an attack animation purely in 3D. So this is going to be completely new to me. Dear God. Right, so back to Blender. Hold on a moment. Do. Gosh. Right. Back to this now. Back into the animation tab. So we've got the Knight's Walk. Right, I'm going to go into the Night Idol again. Right, so... Now I'm God. Hold on, I'm gonna have to look this up. Sorry, chat, just a moment. Okay, so I'm not finding anything that's helpful and can be watched in like a short amount of time. Oh wait, it's Noki Bay. I'm surprised I don't have Heater in here saying, oh my god, it's Noki Bay. Because he loves Super Mario Sunshine. I remember my playthrough of Sunshine from 2 years ago. That was honestly a fun little time. I want to do something like that again, eventually. I mean, to be fair, I kind of did that again last year with DK64. And, you know, despite me fearing what would happen playing that game, it was a fun playthrough. I had a great time with it. But with how the schedule is nowadays, it's kind of difficult to try and squeeze more of that stuff in. Maybe it will change, who knows? But it's just trying to find time. So... I'm trying to remember if there were even any enemies in the Spyro games with swords. Hold on. Shield knocks. I mean, I guess that works. I'm gonna use... Hmm. I mean, to be fair, if I wanted the knight to guard as well... Hmm. That's another thing I'll have to do. Anyway, ads are starting. I will be back very shortly, so hang on tight and I'll be back soon. Right, I'm back. Hello. I know that this video is ending soon in terms of the song, so I'm gonna try and find fuck it, we'll go for the PS1 soundtrack vibes. There we go. Right, so I was trying to look at some stuff for like guidance for the attack animation and whatnot. And the thing I noticed, like, this is, like, obviously, you know, a case of, like, enemy attack animations from the original, like the very first Spyro game. Oh god. But yeah, no. Enemy in the like one of the enemies in the like the very first Spyro game, where if you wait, what's going on? Why is this? Oh, that. Wait, is that? Why is that appearing like that? That's so weird. God. Anyway, But from, like, what I found, that enemy, like, it doesn't immediately attack. It hides and, like, it hides behind its shield and then attacks. And I don't know if I want... Oh lord, there we go. Okay, I jostled one of the cables that my microphone is plugged into. Okay, right, that should be sorted now. Okay. But yeah, no, I'm still trying to figure things out with the attack, because also, I don't know why I'm checking Discord notifications. Right. I need to stop getting distracted. This is what I mean. This is what I'm talking about. So... I jostled the cable again. I swear to God. Attack animation. Why is trying to figure out, read my messages, find my pages, watch my... Okay, so... I don't know if I want to do, like... I mean, to be fair, having a guard animation for the knight specifically... Watch my streams. Slender_man, and Slender is spelt with a 3, and man is spelt with a fucking @ sign. No, XX Slender_man XX. same fucking along the same wavelength. Brilliant. But yes, so making a note here. So, but then that would mean, like, having an animation where they raise the shield, so... Let me think. It could be, you know, adjust their feet and then, like, adjust their feet as they raise the shield. That could work. And then... Right, this is my problem. This is my problem. I'm planning, and my brain is trying to plan for too many things. Just need to slow it down. Right. It's starting to get carried away with itself. Now that I think about it, because, like, the basic knight would just be, like, a one-hit anyway, the hurt and the death animation can kind of just be the same thing. I'm overloading my brain now. I'm thinking about too much. One thing at a time. One thing at a time. So, walk is done. Trying to debate a lot of there. So, in terms of, like, extras for the idle animation, let me actually focus on that, because that would seem to be a bit easier than trying to sort of rack my brain about so much else. So, in terms of the idle animation, so at the moment, it's just sort of going up and down. I think, like, the extra for the idle animation could be the knight just sort of, like, waving its sword in place, kind of. I think that would work. That could work. Right, so I'll write this down here. So, wait, oh, no. So they're just kind of stood in place, and then they're just waving their sword as they sort of look at it. Yeah, I can do that. I can do that. That will be a bit better. And at the very least, I'm not overloading my brain this way. I am actually choosing something that will, you know, be a bit better for it. So, we're going to call this Night Idle Extra. Right, so in terms of getting this to rotate, oh wait, I forgot I did not switch back to Blender on the... Whoops! Classic mistake. So... At the moment... But because of how that works... So it'd be like whoosh, whoosh, whoosh. But can I... Alright, that controls that. And that's that bone. Okay, so I may have to look at using the arm targets. Or the arm targets in conjunction with the with the inverse kinematics. So let's see. If I were to move this up, and then oh wait, actually no. Location, rotation, and scale. I want to move this forward at the very least. So do what I did before again. So move this up, and then pull this forward on the Y. Location, rotation, and scale. Okay, so do this, and then what would happen? So if I do this, what would happen if I was to pull this all the way back? Okay, that doesn't do exactly what I want it to do, so it would have to be the IK. So down on the Z. Down on the Z, and then okay, maybe a bit more. I'm not liking how that looks. Oh wait, actually, instead of them swinging it in place, if I have them held, like, holding the sword on their shoulder, and then sort of like sort of wiggle like their hand, that could work. Hold on, that's the IK. Oh, that doesn't work. Oh, wait, that's the hand, not the IK. Ah! And then... I feel like, something needs to be added to this. Like, a little bit more motion. So it's not so stiff. I'll get to that when I get to that. Right, so for now, I want to make... So he brings the sword up. Feel like... He needs to be tilted back on the torso a bit, so... Wait. Rotate on the X. Oh, whoops. And then... I was using the actual, like, bone on the hand to handle this next bit. So what I think it would make more sense to sort of have it rock up and down. So ow. And then location, rotation, and scale. To be fair, I can move these frames back a bit. Alright, I think this needs to be longer. Let me look at the rat. Let me look at the idle extra. It was 50 frames. Okay, right. I understand. Right, so that's 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. Okay, so it is the same spacing, I just thought it was looking weird. Copy. So 1, 2, 3. Paste. Copy. I feel like there could be a bit more movement. Trying to think, how would I add extra movement to this? So at the moment, the character sort of tilts back slightly on their torso. To be fair, they could also nod their head to, like, the side as, like, a little taunt as well. Right. Copy. It feels abrupt. If I do this... Okay, so that's looking okay. Not the best. Like, it will do temporarily, but I probably most definitely will change it for something else once I can come up with a better idea. Oh, gosh. Ah! Right, let me think. So, we've got the... Yeah, but for now, that will do. So, go back into Clip Studio. Got that done. I mean, to be fair, I can just do, like the ray shield animation generally anyway. So... now that my brain is not, like, trying to run away with it, like, run away with itself, let's go back to the idle animation. And then get rid of this, new Night Rays Shield. And then have that there. So the way I'm imagining it, if I stand up away from my chair, so like you've got the idle animation, then like this, they see the player, and then like they tilt, like they rotate their body, and their foot is like one foot planted in front and the other one's like planted behind them at an angle, and they sort of bring their shield up. I think it could work. Let me out. Like, now that I've... Is it in Clip Studio? Let's see. Let's do a quick little doodly-doo. So... So that would be them in the idle animation. And then we go into that. We have kind of like that, except not so crude looking. If I'm doing things as stick figures, and I'm not the greatest with trying to sort of like... I mean, to be fair, it probably doesn't help that I drew this as the same length, when really that shouldn't be the case. If it's supposed to be behind, like, a bit further back. So, I haven't done a good job with that, obviously. Anywho, that's besides the point. Back into Blender. So... I'm trying to think. So... Of course that's there. I'm gonna go, like, a fair bit, like, ahead. It obviously won't be this long in terms of the animation, but... just need a bit of clearance. Even though it's really not that needed, but you never know. So if I was to rotate... Oh wait, rotate along the Z. It could be done. Because you got the torso tilted. If if I was to drag this back along the Y, but then I would need to rotate this, and that doesn't work. And then that causes a weird twist. I mean, there's also rotating this, which might rotate on the Z. Yeah, no, that doesn't look right. Or there's using the leg target. Hold on. Yeah, I completely forgot that this is the whole point of having the leg targets. To be able to do shit like this. Right. So if I bring you down, like, this probably won't work. Wait, hold on, actually. Before I do anything else, location, rotation, and scale. Then move this down. Oh, wait, actually, move down on the Z. But then if I was to move it back... That's arm target L. If I was to move it along on the X... Move it along on the Y? Wait, move it along on the Z. Okay, that's rotating, not... Ah! Rotate. No, that doesn't help. Rotate this. Right, that's a bit more like it. Then... what I want is to be able to bring it up to this height, but also... I mean, to be fair, rotating the hand bone will actually help, so... rotate along the Y. Whoops. That's not what I want. Oh. Right. Think. That's not what I want. G, Y. No. Okay, that's looking a bit better. Right. Location, rotation, and scale. That's not what I meant to do. I meant to grab the single frame, bring it back. We're currently on... So end it on 24. Right, so at the moment he just kind of slides into place. And what I would prefer is if it moved into place. So... Right, so... Copy. So that goes from paste. No, that's not it. Where is the leg target? Right. G on the Y. No. Yeah, I don't know why that was there. That was odd. Hmm. Do. To be fair, it doesn't linger on that frame long enough. Hold on. Yeah, that looks good. I'll sort out, like... Because to be fair, that other foot doesn't need to move. I'll sort it out next time. I'm going to call it there for today. We got a little bit done. We got a few of the animations all sorted out. Not properly imported because, you know, with the idle extra, I'm a bit uncertain about it. And with this, like, raising shield animation, I do want to sort of go over it again next time around. So, yeah, I won't bring that into the engine just yet. But to everyone who showed up, and to everyone watching things back on the VOD, whether it's here on Twitch or on YouTube, depending on when you're watching this, thank you ever so much for being here. I really appreciate it. Next stream will probably be next Friday. So, yeah. Thank you ever so much for being here. I really appreciate it. And as always, I'll see you all again in the very next one. So until then, please take care of yourselves and have a good day or